This is where the damaged books and documents come to for either being wrapped for freezing or being diverted to a drying table to dry out quickly, or a drying chamber that we have set up here right at the back of you. One of the big helps or the big tools that we use in disaster response is to freeze documents. That stops the progression of the damage that water causes to documents, gives us time, buys us valuable time to then think how are we going to process these documents, how are we going to work with them. The presence of moisture and heat, the humidity spikes, and then you get mold growing on documents. In some cases, we are doing a bit more interventive work to ensure that the documents don't distort or become lost. For example, certain library materials are very reactive to moisture, like parchment or vellum, and then we bandage or wrap the books as they dry to minimize distortion. What you have to remember, recovery is a very long-term consideration. They've got items in freezing. They're going to have to think about how these things are going to be processed, thawed, and or discarded, because there might be some things that the library is going to take the decision is too far gone. That is one of the hard choices that we do have to make, and sometimes we are making them here as well.
It's very exciting for a number of reasons. Not only do my students get a wonderful opportunity, but it's an incredible thing to see conservators who generally work in isolation spread out throughout the country come together with a common goal of saving this material. And the amount of volunteers who are not trained conservators but have suddenly gotten to know about the field and have taken an interest in the field. And the more we know about it, the more we can care, and the more we care, the more we'll look after the collections. The more we look after them, the more they will mean. And it's a wonderful cycle to have start. So even though it is a tragedy, there's a lot of material that is probably lost or unaccounted for at this point. There's a lot of good that can come from it in caring for our cultural material in a more general sense.